Hey everybody, this is Sandy from Sandy's Creative Connection, and I had a customer ask me some questions about our blender pens. They come three to a kit, and they're $10 a piece. Blender pens have a silicone fluid or a special fluid inside that's clear. See, here's clear. When I color with it, you don't see anything, but you see that sheen it puts out. Clear that you can take and you can mix any color of ink, watercolor of ink, and use it like a marker. Now it has both brush tip sides, and when you work with these, you also want to have either a StazOn pad or our new archival pad. This is brand new out of the holiday catalog, and it's archival. It can be used in scrapbooks, and it's a permanent ink. If you have to let it dry for about a second after you stamp it, and you can work it with some blender pens. So this is my pad of choice, and of course I'm using a stamp out of the Sublime stamp set. Really cute. Love the little frog. So I'm going to show you a couple of different things here. I'm just taking, now this is the archival pad, and I am stamping the image on the circle. And the first thing you want to do is take a re-inker, and you can take the re-ink, you can do it one of two ways. Here's the pad, and if you'll squeeze the pad before you open it, it puts a nice little puddle of ink right on top of the pad that you can work with. Or if you have a refill, you can pour it into the top of the pad, or on a piece of plastic or something, and you can work it that way. So any number of ways. So let me grab my blender pen, and I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to pick up a little bit of color, and I'm going to work with it. Go back in, pick up another bit of color. See how I did that? Now you always want to start light and work back to dark. So I want that heart to be really dark. So I'm just going to go back in, grab more color until I get it to how dark I want. Alright, so now I'm done with this. So what you do is you just take the blender pen and you just wipe it until all the color is gone. See? No color there. Alright, so we're going to go to a different color. Again, I'm going to squish, put some color up there in my case. And again, light. And you can go back in and grab a little bit more dark to make it as dark as you want it. Again, clean it. I'm going for my last color, Soft Sky. Squeeze the lid. There you go. And I forgot to put my window in over here, so I'm going to go back, color in my window. Now, someone asked me about using our classic markers with the blender pen. So let me show you how to do that. So Saffron. Okay, well, I've got a Daffodil Delight. So what you'd have to do is get a little piece of plastic, something like this clear acetate, and then you could take your markers and then you just lay down a little bit of ink on that. Now go back with your blender pen Pick up that ink. So it's the same concept of it's just you need some type of non-porous surface to apply your marker to. So that's another way to get ink on your blender pen. And again, clean it. I think that's pretty well it. Now, if you had a refill, you could always pour a refill onto this acetate, and that would be the same way that you could color with it. But so that's blender pens. Now let's just take one step further and let's do, I'll leave that up there so you can look at it. Let's do an aqua painter. This is the aqua painter, and the aqua painter is, I'll have to look up don't have it right in front of me, but you get two, a fine tip and a bigger tip. And what the aqua painter has is it has water up in this tube, and you squeeze out as you put your color down. So let me show you the difference on that. Again, I'm using Archival black ink. Gonna let it dry. Go and pick up I'm going to do the yellow. Well, let's do it off of this little piece of acetate. So I'm going to pick the yellow up. See how it's more of a watery look? Oh, and I'm also using watercolor paper, which a blender pen you can use on watercolor paper. I would not recommend using the aqua painter on, it can be done, it's a little more touchy. Okay, there's that. And so here's one that I finished up so I can show you. There is one done with the aqua painter on watercolor paper. This one is done on Whisper white paper, and it's done with a blender. So they're very similar in look. And so whichever one you have in your supplies, pull it out, use it, and try this technique. Alrighty, till next time.